All right. And welcome to another Jaguars United podcast. I'm excited tonight because I'm joined here on a Tuesday night with Mike. Mike, how's it going?
What's up, boss?
This is back-to-back shows for Jaguars United. Last night we were on with Joey. Tonight we're on with Mike. And look, this is what I'm talking about. This is conversation about the Jags. I'm glad something's going on around here that we can talk a little bit Jags. So how's everything going with you, Mike? Fill us in.
Fill you in. Oh, man. I think you blocked me on Twitter, so you would not know.
Yes, we did. We blocked you on Twitter. We wanted to give you a little ban, just a little to make you think things through a little bit.
It hasn't worked at all, but
yeah,
it's been all right.
Everything's been good, though?
Ready for some football?
You grab that.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah. So, the Jags coming into the season, I think last is what I saw ranked on
a few sites.
A few sites that ranked us last. Is that fair? Should the Jags be last?
I think we're up there. Us, Carolina, DC. Are we allowed to call them the Redskins on this channel? I'm not sure.
I think
how that works.
So. Yeah,
DC.
I think we're allowed to, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can put us up there. We've shed a lot of talent the last 12 months, unfortunately.
Well, I think the hot issue right now is the NFL Top 100. We even have Goat the Viking says Josh Allen is getting the snub on the NFL Top 100.
Yeah, he is. So is Yannick. I saw Joey Bosa top 30 or something. Are they not like the exact same player? It bothers me. From Joey Bosa winning Rookie of the Year over Jalen and Yannick to being top 30. I mean, yeah, it's just being a Jaguar fan.
What about Leonard Fournette?
No chance.
Not a top 100 guy?
No.
Oh. All right. So Jalen Ramsey, who just got his name called on the NFL Top 100, he came in at what, 37?
I think, yeah. We had two. Calais and Jalen.
Yep. So Calais and Jalen, who were on the team last year, no longer on the team with us.
Yep.
Give us your predictions. Who is going to be an NFL Top 100 player on this Jaguars team next year?
Ooh, Chark could put his way up there. Josh Allen. I think if Yannick stays on the team, I think he has a chance. Beyond that, I think Brandon Linder, he has an argument. I know interior linemen don't usually get the recognition that they deserve, but I mean, he's up there. It's stretching it. Not too many Jaguars. So Chark. If Fournette has another year like he did, I could definitely see him pushing it because I think he's on the fringe of a top 10 back. But just one of those things.
Goat the Viking says Josh Allen, Leonard Fournette, Gardner Minshew.
No chance Minshew makes it.
You don't think so?
Nah. Would be cool if he did, though.
I could see him making the top 100 next year. How many games did the Jags have to win?
I guess Blake Bortles did make it.
Yeah, what was Blake at one point?
Yeah, that's true. Like top 80 somehow.
Yeah, exactly. So if Bortles can make it.
But he would have to win Well, Bortles wasn't even winning games. He was just throwing touchdown passes. So
that's true. But I mean, 2017 they were winning games.
But he did. That's not when he made it though. He made it. It was right after the 2015. It was him when him and A-Rob had that big season. It was his sophomore season. It was when he thought he was going to take that jump, and unfortunately, he did not.
So some people are saying that you're disrespecting Minshew right now.
No, I mean, I don't think he's gonna. I mean, the offense. He's had no time to work with John Gruden. Jake Gruden. Yeah, thank you. Very limited offensive weapons. I'm just being realistic. I don't see. Unless he throws for...
No, I think you're right.
Yeah, no.
I think you're right. I mean, I hope, but...
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I just couldn't imagine it now.
I think Josh Allen, if he has another 10.5
he should have been on it this year, absolutely.
So obviously, if he has another 10.5 season, then he's going to make it this year. Fournette, I agree with you there.
I think Chark's more likely than Fournette. I think they're pretty close, actually. But I just think Fournette...
if Fournette was playing for...
that definitely plays into it as well.
If he was playing for the Jets, would he have way more recognition than he has now?
Nah, because Le'Veon Bell is not getting too much right now.
But he wasn't as good as Fournette.
The last year, but collectively he's been...
Yeah, for sure. But, I mean, I'm talking like this year, would he have gotten
still not.
For the Jets?
The Jets aren't...
What if he played for the Cowboys?
Yeah, probably. Absolutely. Especially when he top 10 in all-purpose yards. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's true. Well, the team definitely has a lot to prove this year with 0 guys. I mean, I was looking at the list. We were talking earlier. They have them ranked 32nd in the league. Like the NFL is expecting the Jags to be a bottom feeder this year.
I mean, they've lost a lot of talent A lot of young players, no off-season, no mini camp, things like that, condensed. I mean,
But a lot of teams have gone through similar transitions that the Jags have.
As many changes that we've had, trading talent, the franchise record draft picks, 12 rookies coming in. I don't think a lot of players have that.
But
A lot of
at
teams
least we have
that.
like our coaching staff coming back. There's teams.
Do we
with,
though?
like,
We have a brand new offensive coordinator.
Yeah, but our head coach is the same. Our defense coordinator is the same. You got places where new coaches are coming in.
Who?
Like the Panthers.
Okay.
They're bringing in a new coach.
Okay, and then and I think we're in an argument with the Panthers and
exactly.
the Redskins for sure.
Yeah, so I mean,
But I look at those teams. The Redskins, that defense is going to be really good sooner than later. Chase Young, Montez Sweat. Who else have they had recently? They have Ryan Kerrigan. Who else have they? The two Bama boys. What is it? Jonathan Allen and Payne. That defense is going to be good.
Yeah.
But I think, we're going to be in the bottom 5. I think.
Yeah, the Washington could be trending up. Panthers are going to be pretty bad.
Bridgewater, I think that offense could be pretty decent. You got Christian McCaffrey, 2 good receivers in DJ Moore and who's it? Curtis Samuel? Is that who it is?
And then they have Debo Samuel.
No, that's the Niners.
Oh yeah, it is Curtis Samuel.
Yeah, Curtis,
Yeah.
and then I think
And then they have who's the tight end down there?
it's Ian Thomas. I think it's
Yeah,
that
the
was
guy from
that was
Indiana.
highlight off. Of,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I liked Ian Thomas coming out of college. I figured it would take him a couple years.
But I think you can make an argument for us, Panthers, Redskins. I think we're all in that same area of just not very talented.
Yeah, I mean,
And the Bengals aren't taking a quarterback either. So
Bengals aren't taking a quarterback.
No.
Giants won't take a quarterback. I
So
don't think does Washington take a quarterback?
that's the thing. Ron Rivera, the new resume, they might want a quarterback, but that's the thing. I think us, Panthers. Yeah.
Let's jump into let's hit this question real quick. Jazz Jackson, how many of the Duval dozen will end up starting?
Duval dozen.
I'm not familiar with the Duval dozen.
The rookie class.
Oh.
12 rookies.
Oh, well then let's see here. CJ will definitely start.
Yep. First, are we talking about by the end of the season or like week 1?
Well, it says end up starting, so
Okay,
we'll
I'm
say
sorry.
end of the season.
Okay.
So
So
CJ,
definitely
for,
CJ
sure.
for sure.
I don't think Chason ever starts. I think he's a third down guy.
What if Yannick isn't here at all?
I still don't think he starts.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think, good player, but
Okay.
and then you look at Josiah Scott isn't going to start. Devon Hamilton's not going to start.
I think Hamilton could start. I could see him pushing. Who is it? Avery, Al Woods, and
I mean, if there's injuries, perhaps, but I mean,
and Taven. I mean, I could see him.
if everyone's healthy, all things considered, he's coming in like special situations or.
I tweeted
things
this
like
a few weeks
that.
ago. I could see, and it was kind of a hot take. I could maybe see the undrafted Georgia guy. Was it J.R. Reed?
Yeah, J.R. Reed. We
And
talked a lot about J.R.
and
Reed
Daniel
yesterday.
Thomas, Auburn. I could maybe see them pushing Gerard Wilson. Just kind of a hot take, but I think Gerard Wilson's solid, but J.R. Reed was a multiple All-American finalist for the Thorpe Award, a great Georgia program. I could see him coming in and maybe be one of
He's a guy who
one
could
of
take
those-
a
one of
roster
those
spot,
steals, yeah.
maybe.
But besides that, LaVisca's probably not going to start. Does Baruch maybe start by the end of the season? Kind of sucks.
Yeah, but I think they are still going to roll with at least. I mean, Barch is going to take a couple years to get ready. He's coming from a small school. It's going to take him a second to get ready.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, I think maybe one.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Hope you're keeping safe. Steven in Ireland just finished the night shift. Question: to my knowledge, we have not retired a Jags jersey. If the Jags were to retire a jersey, what number would it be?
Ooh.
Wow. From Ireland, man. That's awesome. I'm glad you finished your night shift. Hope you get some good sleep.
Fred Taylor, 28. Jimmy Smith.
I don't know if there's a guy who's.
I could see Jimmy
I
Smith.
mean, if you had to retire someone's jersey, it'd probably be Fred Taylor's, right?
Smith or Fred Taylor.
Yeah,
I
it
would
would be
say.
Fred Taylor's. So
Maybe Baselli.
I don't think you retire Baselli's number. He wasn't good enough, long enough.
I mean, he's going to be in a Hall of Fame in the next year or two, so I wouldn't say that.
Maybe.
but He's definitely going to be in the Hall of Fame.
Mojo's jersey, I don't think you ever retire, even though
I would love to see that.
Yeah, I mean, he's gone on to do a lot. We're just looking at he's
Yeah.
the play-by-play guy for the Rams.
Should be the
so
Jaguars. We get Frank Frangie and I don't want to talk
we
about
get
it.
Fred Taylor at halftime.
Oh, at halftime. Wow.
Number 28 for sure, says Jazz Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think Fred Taylor's going to be the candidate. I mean, you can't pass over Matt Jones, though. I mean, I don't think anyone can ever wear 18.
Yeah, no more cocaine while wearing 18 jerseys at halftime, guys. Sorry. That would be cool,
though. Bert DeFish has thoughts on the Jags O-line.
Definitely not as confident as the Jaguars seem to be. If it was me, it was rumored. What were we offered? The Tampa Bay pick, 14th. I would have probably taken that and gone with. I don't know if I would have gone with an offensive lineman, but I could definitely make the argument for. I guess Tampa would have taken Wirfs. Who else was there?
Wirfs was there. The
I
tackle
guess
from Alabama
Wills
was
was
still there.
gone. Was he? So it's hard to say.
Who's the tackle from
Wills.
Who's the big dude though from North? The big tackle, Mekhi Becton.
Oh yeah,
yeah, Mekhi Becton was.
I think he was gone at 10 actually, so they might have all been gone. So it's hard to say.
Yeah.
I think it's okay.
Here's where I'm at. I think left tackle, you're Cam Robinson.
Cam's
I don't have any. I have nothing to make me feel good about Cam Robinson at all.
I think them even talking about Richardson as a left tackle is insulting. Like, what the heck are you guys even talking about?
Well, I mean, he was that bad. I mean, I know he was injured and people.
Well, how bad was he? Couldn't even take the right guard job, and you think he's just gonna? Oh yeah, we'll just try him out at left tackle. I have no faith in this team. Marone's supposed to be an offensive line guru. I think the only play that's gotten better, and I don't know if he's gotten better because he was pretty elite when he was here. When Marone took over, was Linder. Norwell has gotten worse.
Yeah.
So
Norwell's gotten worse. Juwan Taylor was good last year.
Yeah,
but
and he was a rookie, and I don't attribute that to Marone. I think he was just a talented player coming out of college.
Juwan Taylor had a 63.8 PFF grade.
Yeah. And I think
69 pass blocking grade.
That's good. It's just the penalties and the run blocking were not good for him. But for what a rookie was, yeah. So right guard is settled, or right tackle settled, center is settled. I mean, I think Norwell's fine. I wish he would take it up a half a notch. He was a top 25 guard last year.
I mean, he took that contract restructure.
Paid like a top 5 though.
They did restructure his deal, so he's
still getting that money though. So that doesn't mean
much.
but
it's at least they have protected their assets long term a little bit more.
Left guard could be slightly improved. Center's solidified.
Yeah.
Right tackle solidified. It's left tackle. It's Cam and Can.
Cam Robinson 70th out of 82 tackle grades. AJ Can 62nd.
I would
out
love
of
to see
83.
Barch take Can's job. I think Can's like I've met AJ Can a few times. He's a nice guy, but as far as player, he's healthy, just not very good.
55 PFF rating, 50 pass block rating, 55 run block grade.
We've pretty much seen everything out of Can. It's just he'll show up on game days, but don't expect anything, I guess.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Goat the Vikings says CeeDee Lamb and Jerry Jeudy were there.
Yep, I would have taken them before Henderson for sure.
I would have taken Henry Ruggs, but I'm a Henry Ruggs guy.
All three of them. I liked all three
Ruggs
of them
guy.
for sure.
Berta Fish says left tackle huge concern. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Marone, what has he done? We need a young offensive minded head coach. We have a young offensive
That's easier said than
coordinator.
done. I mean,
we have Jay Gruden.
I wouldn't say he's younger than Marone. But I think that's
But he's
pretty
innovative.
straight.
He's got that arena football background.
Yeah, you got him, Marone, and
McAdoo.
I think that's a pretty good solid group.
You can't
if
win with
if
that.
they had any offseason, I would be much, much, much more.
Well, they're doing some stuff. The coaches are
Still,
meeting.
it's not the same thing. Those actually out there taking snaps. Yeah, if they were taking snaps, I'd be much more confident because I think that really is a good offensive coaching group.
Yeah,
for sure.
Berta Fish says, I think Bart is a couple years out. Yeah, I think you're right.
I think a year. I could see him maybe late in the season, but yeah, a year, maybe late in the season.
I'm excited to see what he can do. I love to break down offensive line tape, and it's been really disappointing to have to break down the scrubs that have been rolled through here the last couple of years. Yeah. I mean, I love good offensive line play, and we have not had that in a while.
I think we're owed. I don't know if I'm just optimistic. I think we're owed a good lineman, so I think he's just going to come out of nowhere and play well.
Well, I think, so we got 2 picks next year in 2021.
Yeah.
Let's say the Jags aren't good. Let's say
going out on a roll.
Limb. Let's say they're picking 4th. Okay, they're picking 4th. Not really worried about someone trading up for Justin Fields. So Justin Fields is available. What what positions are you going to be targeting with those first 2 picks?
Do we have the same coaching staff?
No.
Then it's quarterback all the way.
Quarterback.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's one of the picks. What about the other one? Taking BAP?
I actually saw a fantastic one. I saw us giving Trevor Lawrence and I'm not sure what his first name is, but Surtain from Alabama. I'm not sure if it's is it Patrick Surtain Jr.?
Yeah, I think so.
So it is Pat Surtain. That would be awesome. I've seen a few combinations of us getting it's Jamar Chase. I've seen a combination of us getting who's the young Oklahoma receiver? Brain farting. There's some pretty sick combinations of what the Jaguars can get.
Is there any quarterbacks that you would be okay with outside Trevor Lawrence in 2021?
I think Fields will be pretty exciting. I mean, anything is better than what we've had the last few years. I think Fields can be pretty good. They talk about that North Dakota State guy pretty highly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's Lawrence or Fields for sure.
The 24/7 Sports has us mocked first overall taking Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
I just don't see us picking first overall.
I mean, we've never done it in history, so I think it's definitely the year that it happens. Dude, a pretty hard schedule, and we're not very good. And I could see just Marrone. It's lame duck coaching staff, lame duck resume. Besides, I don't even know if is Tony Khan taking over in the front office. Who knows?
No clue. Yeah.
Lame duck. I could definitely see it imploding early for sure.
Well, and then there is Oregon offensive tackle.
Supposed to be one of the best prospects in years. Yes.
One of the best offensive line prospects. Are you okay? Because like when Quentin Nelson came out, I think
He's a guard. He's a tackle.
I know, but even still, when Quentin Nelson came out, everyone was like, "This is a no-brainer." He went second overall to the Colts.
No, he didn't go second.
He didn't go second.
No, it was first Baker, second running back Giants.
Saquon.
Third Mayfield. It was Jets. The Jets.
Quentin Williams.
The Jets traded up from 6 to 3 with the Colts. Sorry, they got three second rounders out of it. The Colts made out like bandits. They're going to take the same player no matter what.
Wow.
Yeah. But still, 6 for a guard is still insane. Yeah. He's supposed to be legit though. That Sinai, whatever his name is. Yeah. Beast.
Lawrence says worried about left tackle for another year. Cam has no competition again. If Gardner proves himself this year, do you think the Jags will pick Sewell?
No, I don't think we do because I think we have 2 first-round draft picks. We have.
I'm saying if Gardner proves himself to be.
Oh, if he does. I
like Sewell.
No, because we won't be in drafting range for him if he proves himself. So
that's true. That's a good point. Yeah, because he's probably going to go second or third.
Yeah.
Someone probably trades up for Fields.
And the Jaguars have so much. We haven't. Nobody keeps. I mean, I don't know if nobody's talking about it. We have like either second or third amount of cap space for next year, so we're going to spend a lot of money.
Second or third, Jamar Chase, LSU wide receiver.
Jamar Chase, Surtain. There's a good
Justin Fields. Gregory
we might have a third.
Rosé.
We might have a third first round draft pick because of Yannick next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I doubt it though.
Sorry,
Justin Ross, wide receiver out of Clemson.
Yes, he's sick. A lot of players.
Devonta Smith,
Absolutely.
Alabama. He went off.
He was. He had more yards than Ruggs last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Marvin Wilson.
I wouldn't mind him as a nose tackle.
I love how he wears 21. That's such a
that's
sick
awesome.
number for defensive tackles.
Sean Wade,
a Jacksonville product.
Next year, the Rams are going to implode. We're going to have 2 top 10 picks next year, and I cannot wait. You heard that here first.
Sean Wade, man, I got the pleasure of coaching a team that played Sean Wade, and it was beautiful. I loved it.
Yep.
I think Minshew is getting so much disrespect. I agree.
Not really.
I agree with you. Mike's not a big Minshew guy, and honestly, I get it.
How many games did he win last year?
6.
Okay. How many touchdowns did he throw?
20.
Okay. And how many of those while we're losing or in a deficit by more than 8 points?
That's not his fault.
It's not his fault. So throwing garbage time touchdowns and not competing when the game's tied, that's not his fault.
They're not garbage time if he won 6 games. It's not like they won 2.
No. These were while losing.
Yeah, but he can't play defense.
He threw 6. I keep hearing these same excuses while Bortles was here. That's all I have to say. So,
but I mean, Bortles is a much different situation than Minshew.
How?
Because Bortles was under a fat contract. He
was under a fat contract as a rookie?
No,
wow.
No, not as a rookie.
No, I'm talking about as a rookie. I'm talking about as Bortles' second and third years. I keep hearing these same exact excuses. Oh, the team's not good around him.
Yeah, but what quarterbacks come out gunsling in year 1? I mean, it doesn't happen very often.
Who's gunslinging? I don't know what you're talking about.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's hard to compare anyone after year 1 because No one usually comes out of the gate
And then
swinging.
then who's disrespecting him? He had good stats last year while losing games. 16 of his touchdown passes last year while trailing. What did he do last year besides play well while losing? I don't understand it. It's literally Bortles 2.0. I think Gardner's a cool person.
I don't think that's fair.
Okay, well,
because Bortles
you brought up that Tampa Bay Rays stat. The Tampa Bay Rays outscored us last night in how many games?
like 7.
Okay,
But
how many of those were Gardner Minshew's? Do you even know how many of those Gardner Minshew's of those games were there?
I have no clue.
3 of them were Gardner Minshew.
So not even half.
Well, he started 3.5 of them. One of them was the
But
Buccaneers
think
game.
about the
that he played half
defense
of.
that Bortles played with and the offense that Bortles had versus what Minshew had last year.
So you're saying the team that Minshew has is even worse? You're making my point for me. So he has a worse
Yes.
team around him.
Yes. So it's unfair to say that Minshew is like Bortles because Bortles had the luxury of having guys like Allen Robinson.
He had 2017.
He had
DJ
guys,
Chark, Leonard Fournette.
Allen Robinson is the best receiver
And he has
this
a better
team's
off.
had.
And Minshew has a better offensive line. Who did Bortles
We
have
just
as an
got done
offensive
talking
line?
about how the offensive line is like the biggest liability
And
on the team.
and guess what? Bortles had Umame and Luke Jokel.
Yeah, he had to run for his life. But at least neither one had good offensive lines, but Bortles at least had like a premier
man.
defense.
We feels like we're making every excuse in the book for Minshew. If he plays well, he plays well, and if not, guess what? It's going to be Lawrence.
And I think everyone's okay with that.
Yeah, it's a
think
win-win.
everyone's
If he
okay with
plays
that.
well, it's awesome. I'm just not going to count on him becoming a. I think he's fine. He's not going to win us games, and it's Minshew. So
You know he's going to win his games. He won us Denver.
Oh wow! One game when we had an elite defense with AJ Bouye,
Elite.
and they gave up how many points that game?
They gave up over 300 yards passing to Joe
Oh
Flacco.
wow, 300 yards passing. So we're
Yeah.
gonna equate a defense by how many yards passing they give up. Sounds like it's gonna work out.
Well, I
really
can't remember how many points, but I do remember there was over 300 yards passing. One of the only 4
Half
times
of
the whole
Minshew's
season.
wins were less. They gave up less than 17. So Minshew won 6 games last year. The defense on average gave up 17.5 points per game. Do you think that's attainable?
No.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's
and
not.
And the team has gotten
But
worse.
you're looking at a rookie quarterback.
The team has gotten worse around him, has it not?
No, I think the team's gotten better.
Really? What
added
what
Tyler
positions?
Eifert
Oh
at
wow,
tight end.
a tight end that's
He
always
had
injured.
over 600 yards last season.
He had 400 yards last season, but okay.
Then you have Chris Thompson.
Oh wow,
You're adding
an
a-
often injured running back.
You're adding a running back who Jay Gruden has experience throwing the ball to.
So you think he's going to outperform Leonard Fournette last year in the receiving game? Who played very well in the receiving game.
No, I think Leonard Fournette, in addition to Chris Thompson, will only supplement what we had last year.
Okay.
Then you have DJ Chark getting a year older,
Okay.
a year better. You're bringing in a guy like Laviska Shenault, who is an upgrade at receiver.
So counting on a rookie. Okay.
Yeah.
And with no offseason.
Yeah, but that's fine. I mean,
Okay.
And then all your receiving core is coming back. You're not losing anybody in the receiving core.
Wow. Chris Conley and
So
D.D.
you're
Westbrook.
basically, if you're bringing everyone back on the offense, and you're adding Eifert, you're adding Chris Thompson, and you're adding Laviska Shenault, how
Yeah,
can the offense be worse?
But the defense in 6 games last year that he won, the defense gave up 17.5 points per game. That's top 5 in the league. In his losses, we give up like 30.
Yeah, but anytime you lose a game, you're going to give up more points. That's obviously
Anytime you lose a game, you're going to give up more points.
Yeah, well, you said in the losses.
Thank you, Trent Dilfer.
You said in the losses they gave up 30. Well, yeah, of course.
Yeah, and we've given away. Calais is gone. AJ Bouye is gone. Who else is gone?
Okay, AJ, you're right.
Jalen is gone.
Jalen
Jalen
Ramsey's
was 2 of those
gone.
victories.
Yeah, you're right. But I think we're all expecting Miles Jack to be better than he was last year.
Why?
Because I think
'Cause
he's
he-
moving back to his natural position.
His natural position that he's never played in the NFL
He played outside linebacker
for
when-
what? 15%.
when
of
Puz
the-
was here, and when Telvin was here, and he had another linebacker that could kind of
He played inside linebacker the entire time.
no, and then they tried to move him to inside.
And we're not even counting Yannick Ngakoue not playing.
Okay, well, Josh Allen's getting a year older. You're adding
Oh,
Calais
wow.
Chase on.
With no offseason.
No offseason, but
So
I think he'll still
are you
be good.
expecting him to outperform Yannick Ngakoue?
I think if you combine Josh Allen getting a year better and then Calais Chase on stats, I think you could bring an Ngakoue equation
So
there.
those looks that Josh Allen were getting last year when Calais Campbell was getting double teamed, those double teams are now going towards Josh Allen. With
That's
no
true.
Yannick,
That's true. I mean, you are gonna-
with no Yannick, with no Marcel Darius.
There's no getting around the fact that Calais Campbell leaving is a huge hole, but I think with the
I just don't understand
you
how you
did
say, I
draft
don't
a-
understand how you could say we got better. You just think you weren't. You
I
just
think we
you
got-
just said you weren't expecting Hamilton to start the season.
No, I don't. I think we got better on offense and we stayed the same on defense.
We stayed the same
Yeah.
on defense.
Yeah, you added 2 first-round picks to the defense.
Okay, well, and you also just traded away an All-Pro and Another
An
All-Pro
All-Pro
slash a
who-
Hall of Famer.
An All-Pro who
Two All-Pros.
who was good last year, but toward the end of the year, the last couple of years, he's really tails off at the end of the year. He's shown us that. Love Calais Campbell to death.
Yeah, because we definitely need him for that 18-game season when we're running
I'm just
4
saying.
games. My God, Jason.
Ngakwe hasn't graded out the last couple of years, and say
So
what
you're
you
taking
want
away
about it.
you're taking away his production and not replace. Oh, so we have
Taking away
Aaron
his
Lynch
production.
and Cassius Marsh.
So
I'm
then
really expecting that
You
defense.
bring
to be
in
much
Josh
better.
Allen. You bring in another year, Clavon Chason, Joe Schobert. We haven't even talked about Joe Schobert. You bring in Miles Jack to his natural position, C.J. Henderson.
which he's never played. Miles Jack has never played outside linebacker. UCLA, middle linebacker,
What did he play when Puz was in the lineup?
nickel linebacker, which was calling the defense, which was literally middle linebacker.
what's the
He's
difference-
never played outside
What's the difference
linebacker.
between a nickel linebacker and an outside linebacker?
You tell me. You're the one that sends it's
I
his
didn't say
natural
there was a
position.
difference. It
So
is.
what is it?
I didn't say play nickel
Okay,
linebacker.
what is it then?
I don't know what a
so
nickel
a
linebacker is.
player that has never played outside linebacker in his entire career.
He did play
high
outside
school. Really? Where?
When Puz was here and Telvin Smith was here.
Really? Just name some games, situations when he played outside
The entire
linebacker.
season where Puz was our starting
The
middle
entire
linebacker. What year was
situation.
that? 2017.
How many percentage of the snaps do you think Paul Posluszny played that year?
He probably played in at least 60.
25% of the snaps that season. Sorry, bud. Not even close.
2017, he
Yeah.
played. Yeah.
20% of the snaps.
In 2017?
Yeah,
What about
20.
2016?
Okay. When Miles Jack didn't play at all.
He was a rookie.
And didn't play outside linebacker.
He was a rookie.
And who was playing middle linebacker.
Yeah, he brought him in for a little bit, and they moved him back outside.
So it sounds like you're saying he's never played outside linebacker with more words, honestly.
He has.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think
So you have him moving back. You have C.J. Henderson moving back. You're coming in at corner. Ronnie Harrison's getting a year older, a year better. I don't know. In my opinion, I mean, look, you can believe what you want. I mean, you're not going to convince me.
I mean,
my belief is
I'm not
wrong.
the one that's
telling
saying
you,
the
I
team's
think
gotten
the
better.
offense- I think the offense has gotten better. The defense has stayed the same. Our defense got better. You got to admit that. 100%. I'm with you, Goat, the Viking. Offense got better. Defense stayed the same. I think that's why they're going to win at least 6 games next year.
Yeah, at least 6 games. So
So-
they're going to match last year's. Well, we'll see.
Yeah. But overall, I think that Caldwell's moving the team in a good direction because has a young defensive core. He's got young athletic guys that are going to be here for a while. Joe Schobert on that 5-year deal, being here long term.
Is he going to see that 5 years? I mean,
He's got
Malik,
22
Malik Jackson didn't see year 3. Calais didn't see year 3. Bouye didn't see year 3. I mean,
Bouye saw year 3.
he was traded year 4. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And Calais was older than Schobert was when he signed his deal.
Okay. Will you
And,
still have?
I mean, I'm hoping he does. I mean, $22 million guaranteed. That's not bad.
Thinking all those contracts. I mean, who else? Jared Odrick didn't see year 4. Julius Thomas didn't see year 3. I mean, it's pretty crazy how bad we've been at signing free agents. My God.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Devon House didn't see year 3. This has been so.
Okay, that
so
was a bad free agency.
No, I'm just saying in general. He's
the
given out
Devon House. Who else was in that
Odrick,
class? Jared Odrick.
Julius Thomas.
That was a bad class.
But even the good players, though, AJ Bouye didn't see year 4 out of a 5-year contract.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
he got traded for value, and then
I'm just saying, do you think Schobert makes it through 5 years of his
I
contract?
think so because he's young. I mean, he's younger than all those guys. I mean, Bouye was an undrafted guy. Yeah, Bouye was a good.
He's only like
signing,
28,
for sure.
20. Yeah, no, I'm definitely saying he's a good signing. I was just curious if you think he plays out the 5-year contract.
I mean, I think most players don't play out their entire contract. I mean, that's just not something that happens with the Jags. That happens with
Seems like
every
it's Jags
organization.
more than general. Though.
That you don't. I mean, that's why there's the guaranteed money. That's why that's the real kicker.
Like no player though that finishes out like
It's no secret we haven't been great.
got
We haven't been
extended.
great, but that reflects in the wins and losses. I mean, it doesn't take a genius to tell you that.
But you expect us to get better next year though.
I do think we get better next year. Yeah, for sure. Campbell, Bouye, Malik were all a good signing.
Yeah, I'm not saying that. I was just saying it's crazy that thinking back on, as you said, like we have not had a lot of players finish out their contracts. Paz has.
We also had like weird situations like Telvin.
Well, I'm not even talking about that. He was
Blackman.
re-signed. I'm just talking about like free agents. In general.
I mean, Miles Jack got a contract extension.
No, I'm not talking about
he's
contract
planning on an
extension. I'm talking about
extension.
just free agents in general.
Yeah, that we've added.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he's done a good job with the undrafted guys.
He has absolutely.
Trey Herndon.
Alan Hearns.
The safety, Gerard Wilson.
Gerard Wilson.
Yeah, I mean, he does a good job with those guys.
Yes.
No doubt about it. I mean,
Undrafted,
everyone
they're
expects
very good.
Colin Johnson to be good. Everyone expects who's the Georgia safety, AJ Reed?
J.R. Reed.
J.R. Reed to be good.
Yeah.
I mean, he does good with the undrafted guys.
Yeah.
It's the high-profile guys you got to pay, but you always overspend in free agency. That's what free agency is all about. We overspent for Calais Campbell.
No.
I mean, looking back, we didn't, but at the time, I mean, you remember seeing Calais Campbell's expression when he heard the offer he got from the Jags. He was surprised.
I don't think we overpaid him.
I don't think we overpaid him either.
The Broncos offered him about 13. I think.
Yeah, we had to overpay him to get him.
We love that
That's
from the
what free
beginning.
agency is.
I was never worried about
The same
Calais
thing with
Campbell.
AJ Bouye. We had to overpay to get him. Same with.
Did we though? He got less money. And I know he ended up being.
I mean, he was on a big contract.
I know he ended up being the best defensive player last year, but for a minute there, Stephon Gilmore and AJ Bouye were neck and neck, and they gave Stephon Gilmore significantly more money than AJ Bouye got.
But Stephon Gilmore's a lot better than AJ Bouye.
I'm saying as last year he far exceeded, but up until that season, I think they were pretty close, man.
Yeah, well, Bouye had 2 bad years back to back was the problem.
No, I wouldn't say he had 2 years
he did
back.
because he really didn't play
No.
that great in 2018.
I
He
wouldn't say-
really didn't play that great in 2018.
He was
And
still a top.
and he was covering number 2s, and that's what was getting people like concerned. Is he was covering number 2s and he still wasn't playing great. 2019 didn't play good again, and then
I wouldn't say he
all
wasn't playing great in 2018. I thought it was pretty damn good in 2018.
I mean, was it worth the $80 million contract he was on?
he didn't get $80 million.
What was his contract?
Like 60, I think.
It was a lot.
But I feel you.
Yeah.
I love Bouye. I'd still take him on his contract.
Let's see here. Why is Minshew not seen as a franchise starter, although he is just as good or possibly better than Jones and Kyler?
I keep hearing that. What proves he's as good as Jones and Kyler?
The stats.
The stats. Throwing 16 touchdowns while losing games.
Yeah.
Those are stats, I guess.
Well,
Blake Bortles threw for 35 touchdowns his sophomore year.
I don't think it's fair to throw that out there because how many of Kyler Murray's and Daniel Jones's touchdowns were while they were losing too?
Let's look. You want to?
I mean, I'm
If
sure
only we
it's
had stats to
similar.
look.
I mean, it's not.
And
Minshew
who
wasn't the only guy.
is crowning Daniel Jones as the greatest quarterback of all time. I hear more about Gardner Minshew than I do about. We are the whiniest group about Minshew of all time. We literally, it's just impressive about how much we talk about Minshew, and he has literally done nothing at all whatsoever.
You can't. I mean, obviously,
We have a buddy that said Minshew was a top 10 quarterback. What the hell are you guys talking about?
he had the best stats. He had the best passer
He had the best
rating.
stats. No, he didn't. Kyler Murray did. He threw for more touchdowns. What are you talking
He
about?
had the best passer rating of any rookie quarterback
The
last
best
year.
passer rating.
Yeah.
Please show me that.
Yeah, it was like
and
91.
Now passer rating is
I mean,
the tell-all, be-all stats.
he played comparable with guys who were drafted.
No one's saying that he has.
in the
No,
top
of course
first
he
round.
did, but no one's
So if
claiming
you're
Daniel
looking-
Jones an MVP.
No one's saying MVP. He's saying a franchise quarterback. He's asking if
No
everyone.
one, a lot of people are doubting Daniel Jones. What are you talking about? A lot of people are doubting Daniel Jones.
Not really.
Giants fans think he might be legit. I see a lot of people doubting
Most
Daniel Jones.
people are like sold on Daniel Jones.
No, I think
for
a lot
sure,
of people are sold on
100%.
Kyler Murray. I definitely have not seen that about Daniel Jones.
Kyler
even.
Murray, they're sold on. I mean, you see it. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I mean, maybe it's because they're national. I mean, yeah, Gardner Minshew's 91.2 passer rating was by far 21 touchdowns, 3,200 yards.
Let's see the rest of the rookies.
I mean, it was quite a season for Gardner Minshew, and
Quite a season.
for a 6th-round draft pick. I mean, how often does a 6th-round draft pick come in and have the touchdown to interception ratio? Look, I know you're a Gardner hater. That's
I'm not
okay.
a Gardner hater. I'm just
That's
not a blind
okay,
dipshit,
you know?
surprisingly.
So if you're a Gardner hater, that's okay.
No, I just don't take every single inch of Gardner in my mouth at one time, surprisingly. There's a big difference, but
Go to the Vikings says, I don't understand why the Jags are so bad when we did so damn good.
yeah,
sure.
because I think we sold our soul. It's a shame, man.
He has 3 fourth-quarter comebacks. Look up compared to Kyler. Minshew had better numbers. 1 million people hate Minshew. Yeah, I agree. I don't know why.
1 million people hate Minshew.
I'm not sold, but outperformed in playbook, not built around him. That's true. And he went into the season as the backup. We haven't even talked about the
that's
fact
impressive.
that he went into the season as a backup.
So you mean defenses having? So what did they do? What did defenses do as soon as they had any film on Gardner? Which I said would happen. What happened?
Kept
to
him in the
Gardner?
pocket, tried to make him throw.
And how well did he play?
I mean, I think he played
Saints?
okay. The last 2 games of the season, he played pretty
Oh
well.
wow, a failing Colts game. That was a Colts team that was tanking. I'm so glad that he won that.
Okay, well, you asked me how he played, and I'm telling you, he played pretty well.
He played pretty well, so he won one game. He won one game.
I mean, we look back at his stats. I mean,
His stats. Blake Bortles had good stats. You keep bringing up stats. What does that mean?
Games of the season, he was playing pretty well.
This is also the kid that was trying to claim that Bill Belichick. I didn't want to talk about it. Whatever. Sounds good. Stats are everything.
I'm not sold, but Minshew is getting more hate than Daniel Jones. I agree.
Daniel Jones sucks too. No one's done. No one who's crowning Daniel Jones.
Kyler plays in a harder division, so you can't compare them.
Kyler plays in a harder division than the NFC East. What are you talking about? How?
Seahawks are pretty good. The Rams
The
are
NFC
pretty good.
East?
He's saying Kyler plays in a harder division.
That is a definitely harder division for sure. I agree with
saying.
that, and I think Daniel Jones plays in a harder division for sure.
No, he's saying Kyler plays in a harder
No,
division.
I think Gardner Minshew does not play in it. Tennessee sucks. Tennessee has one of the worst rosters out there. I think they got very lucky with Ryan Tannehill last year. Derrick Henry's pretty good. They should have lost to the Titans. What did they do last year? Colts or the Texans just traded away their best player, and Bill O'Brien's their GM. I just don't see it. I just don't see it.
Jay Fox says, look at the games he started and the quarterback commotion he had to deal with. Jones, Kyler were given everything. That's true.
Daniel Jones beat out Eli Manning in the middle of the season. How was he given that?
He was given Saquon Barkley. That would probably
be and we have Leonard Fournette, who we just arguing. You were just arguing. I wouldn't want either one of them because they were both taken.
Saquon's a beast, bro.
Saquon Barkley was taken second overall. I'd rather not have a team than take a running back second overall.
How about we just ask you, how do you think Kyler will do given DeAndre Hopkins?
Fantastic. If you gave Gardner Minshew DeAndre Hopkins, he would be I don't have anything wrong with Gardner Minshew. We are not setting him up for success. If we were, we would have taken Jerry Jeudy last year. We would have taken CeeDee Lamb. We would have taken Ruggs. I just don't. And we have a stupid coaching staff. I don't trust Marone. I don't trust Caldwell. It's a shame.
Yeah, I think that's the. Yeah, I think that's.
It has nothing
point.
to do with Minshew. I think it's the entire situation.
Point. They definitely didn't do anything to help
Minshew.
Nothing.
They got worse.
They took two defensive players in the first round.
Yeah, stupid. Yeah, no. And if they would have, and I think if they did believe in Gardner, they would. Yeah, so that's my only being.
That's a solid point because if the franchise would have believed in him, they would have gotten him a guy to help him out.
Yeah, dude, Gardner's awesome. I love Gardner. I think he's a cool dude. I don't think he's going to be an MVP, but we'll figure it out. Like I said, win-win. If he plays well this season, awesome. If not, Trevor Lawrence.
Bert says you don't understand rookie struggle. I agree. Shay Jones says, so Kyler had a better season than Minshew, and if you try to prove otherwise with stats, apparently you're a moron.
I don't get. They're all okay. I don't think who's claiming Kyler Jones or Kyler Murray is going to be an MVP.
Kyler had a lot of bad games too. I agree.
Yeah, absolutely he did.
You don't think defense is the reason that they allowed 30 points? He threw 6 interceptions.
And what I'm saying is the defense has gotten worse since then. The defense has gotten worse.
How is he hating Minshew so much? LOL. He is pretty good for a rookie and smart.
No one's
I agree.
I'm just not ready. I'm not taking every single inch of Gardner Minshew. I don't understand how you guys aren't getting this.
Do you think Deshaun Watson will struggle without Hopkins? How bad will the Texans be?
I wouldn't say he won't struggle, but he's not going to be what he was last year.
I was surprised he stayed healthy last year. Every snap I'm just expecting him to hurt himself, which I hate. I love Deshaun Watson.
It's a shame their offensive line has actually gotten pretty solid. I was hoping that would not happen.
Yeah, Tunsil's. He's a beast.
Tunsil's a good. Their 2 rookies ended up being pretty solid.
Yeah.
Bill O'Brien he's going to trade him eventually for something.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Kyler is going to become a superstar next season with the defense behind him.
Kyler?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I like Kyler. I predicted Kyler being drafted first overall real early, and if you watch our podcasts back when people weren't even I don't know if you guys remember this, but there was a conversation at one point that Kyler Murray wasn't going to go to the NFL, and that he was going to play
He was drafted
baseball.
7th overall by the
So all the conversation was he's not going pro. He's going to be a baseball player. Pretty much before he even started at Oklahoma, I was on this podcast. We were talking about it. I said, write it down.
You started a podcast before he was even at Oklahoma?
I said, write it down. Kyler Murray is going to go.
Wow, 2016, everybody.
He's going to be the first overall pick. And I was right. Thank God we are in the AFC South. Yes, that's true. Deshaun Watson, top 10 quarterback in the NFL.
Probably top 5, honestly.
Yeah, he's pretty good. Jaguars were asking for 2021 picks. They aren't committed to Gardner. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, no.
100% agree. Some hope for playoffs in a few years. Who knows?
Every 10 years we make it, so yeah.
January Man says this stupid staff is stuck on defense. The league has changed. We need points.
We need a lot of things. At least we have Josh Lambo.
We need like a 3-minute break.
Yeah, I definitely need to pee for sure.
Yeah. So hang tight. We're gonna just take a quick little break here. Use the bathroom. We love the conversation. So
because we don't have Josh Allen for the Bills. That would be much, much worse.
That would be worse.
That would suck so hard.
That's true. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and then we will be right back. And we are back. Thank you guys for hanging around. We appreciate you chilling around during the break. We had to, take care of some business. If you haven't yet followed our social media, go to Twitter right now. Follow us on Twitter, Jaguars_United. You can check out our Instagram at JaguarsUnited_. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube. That way you get a notification for when we go live. And as you can tell, we're going to be doing some more live things here and now because it's a lot of fun. We love doing it. The last plug, Jaguars United, our website. You can get some sick apparel. We got some people writing articles. We just brought on a new writer this week, actually. We're really excited about that. Haven't seen his stuff yet, but I'm encouraged about what he can do. So hopefully we'll have some stuff coming, new stuff coming on the website, some good articles on there, links to all the podcast videos. Joined here tonight with Mike. And if you don't know Mike and me's relationship, it's we have been Jags fans since we were born.
Too long.
Our entire lives. We grew up knowing nothing but Jags. We're the biggest fans that there are It's funny. We see media people all the time, like skip town and go to other cities and
quit for like banking jobs and stuff. Not calling
you,
anybody out.
if like I'm not kidding you. If the Philadelphia Eagles called me up and they were like, "Look, we'll pay you $50,000 a year to cover the Eagles," I wouldn't go.
We need to get you as the athletic writer. We need one right now.
It would take at least $60,000 for me. It would take at least 60 to get me out of Jacksonville.
Philly, huh?
Okay, 50, not enough. You start getting 60, 70 at me? Okay, now we're talking. All right, thank you guys for hanging around in the YouTube. We want to get to what you guys are saying. If you're listening to the podcast, check out the YouTube. That's where all these questions are coming from and these comments. We're all about the fans. We want the fans to be involved and interactive. I like y'all's opinions better than I like Mike's because we seldom agree on anything. But we will see. Zachary Duncan, what does this franchise need to do to establish a culture of winning?
Jesus.
Fire
every person.
Mike, give us. What is it? What's the
literally
answer?
Fire every person. That's
Even
Tony.
Jay Gruden. Even Jay Gruden.
The entire.
Tony?
I don't care if it's the water boy. Literally fire every single person.
Tony?
That
Gone
isn't.
too?
Yeah. Screw Tony. He can go back to AEW wrestling and whatever he does with soccer. See ya.
So who would be an ideal candidate for you to step in and replace him?
Dude, literally, let's go get the Tampa Bay Rays GM right now. I don't care anybody. I do not
That's
care.
two Rays references in one episode.
My Lord, I am so tired.
I
We
love
still have people on the staff from 2012, from a long
Todd
time
Wash
ago.
was on Gus Bradley's staff.
More
Do you
than that,
realize
man.
that?
It's just bad.
Todd
There's
Wash
too
came
much.
here via Gus Bradley. I don't know if people realize that.
And I don't think that. I think people in the front staff have been there even long, or the front office. So it just, in general, it's bad.
Yeah.
Needs to be pressure washed. It's
Overhaul.
bad. It's
Yeah.
horrible.
I agree 100%.
Yes, firebombed. Even.
Yeah. Alex Icarus, to be honest, if the Jags are somehow a middle-of-the-pack team next year, they could take Jamar Chase in the draft. Then our wide receiver core could be something special.
Okay, that's cool and all.
Listen,
I'm not sure how old he is, but how many times in your life have the Jaguars ever been in the middle of the pack? I can tell you, on one hand, like 3 or 4 times. So the chances of that happening are very slim. We will be drafting top 10 next year. I almost personally guarantee it, because it happens every single year.
But we could win the injury lottery and not get injured, and all the teams in our division get injured, and then we make the playoffs 7 and 9 because we beat our divisional opponents who didn't have a starting quarterback. You don't think that could happen? You know,
As my boy Rick Pitino said, Larry Bird is not walking through those doors. Calais Campbell's not coming back. Jalen Ramsey's not coming back. Malik Jackson's not coming back. Barry Church is not coming back. Deshaun Gibson's not coming back. That defense is not coming back. That was one of the greatest defenses we'll see in our lifetime. And it's a shame that the window didn't last longer, but no, there's not even close to the same situation. Now, trust me, I love being a homer for the Jaguars, but now it's just not the same thing, unfortunately. I wish. DJ
M says, who do you guys think will be the next signature player in Jacksonville? With King Ramsey and Mayor Campbell out, he says maybe Lambeau, Josh Allen, Minshew, Chark.
I think Allen. I think Fournette's kind of there. Fournette's pretty popular around the league. I still see his college highlights getting passed around all the time, so I think Fournette.
But there's no chance that Fournette is here after this year, right?
Do you think? I wouldn't say that. I think if he maybe keeps his head on straight for another year, plays well, I don't think we're going to give him
do you think
insane money, but
he seems like the type of guy that's going to test the open market regardless. Like regardless of how he plays.
Has that been kind to running backs though? Do you what if we offer him like a pretty substantial amount for just? I mean,
but I'm just spitballing. He's like Fournette's in that weird spot where he's like a tweener between the tier of guys that like you overpay
Have
for
you seen
to
next
play.
year's class? What if that deters him? Because next year you have Dalvin, you have Joe Mixon, you have Kamara. What if you say, hey, the Jaguars have given me a pretty solid deal. I've turned things around. I know the franchise. I like Jacksonville.
I can't see Mixon. I can't see Mixon or Kamara leaving their home places.
No, I was saying, but what I'm saying is there's gonna be a lot of money and a lot of running backs. So I think he could get squeezed out. Like, hey, just take the secure money.
That's a fair point.
Just spitball.
No, I like that. So you're saying,
knows?
So you're saying that he could, because of the pressure of the market, he could take a team-friendly deal.
And last year I think good for him and good for the team because last year, I mean, he was pretty close to 2,000 yards all purpose. He was top 10 in running. So, I mean, another year keeping his head on straight. Who knows, man?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, who knows?
What's your Jags record prediction?
So Dave Caldwell has one winning record in his career, and that was 2017, which was almost Tom Coughlin. You can say that was Tom Coughlin. We draft top 10 every year. 5-11, 6-10. I think 7 games would be really lucky because I don't even know if we're going to play a full 16-game schedule. So 4 to 6 wins, I would say. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I got us too.
Yeah.
I got us like 5 to 7, and I know that's obviously splitting hairs.
And that's depending on how many games. If there's a full 16-game schedule, maybe eke out 7 because I think there's a few.
I mean, we're playing Joe Burrow. We're playing.
Always split against the Titans.
The Chargers, whoever their quarterback's going to be.
Yep, exactly. So I think we always split against the Titans. I think we could split against the Colts.
I don't think we split the Colts.
Phillip Rivers.
I don't think we split the Colts.
Father Time is going to catch up with him.
Dude,
I'm not worried about
DeForest
I'm
Buckner.
not worried about him whatsoever.
DeForest Buckner. Who's the running
we
back?
beat them last year.
Who's Jonathan Taylor?
And they just I think I'll split them, and I think we could. And we should have split with the Texans last year. We should have beat the Texans too. So
yeah, we should have beat the Texans, but the Titans split was lucky because we got to play against Mariota. So,
that's true. That's true.
I mean, it could go both ways.
With Calais Campbell sacking him 4 times.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, I got a question. This is for my dog Shay. You said you wanted to. The answer to solving this team is to fire everybody.
I mean, it would be a start.
What about the guy that works the replay booth down on the field? Can he stay?
No one.
He can't stay.
Even our.
I'm sorry, Shay.
I'm
sorry.
Hey. I'm sorry. We're boys with the DJ, and he's got to get out of there. Fourth quarter, Toby McKeith's getting the hell out of there.
We tried, buddy.
What's that crappy stuff they do in the fourth quarter? They got that horrible
Sweet
song.
Home Alabama, right?
Well, that's when we win games, which hasn't ever happened. So, but that whole freedom stuff in the fourth quarter.
Is it Freebird?
No, it's Toby Keith. It's I can't remember the song. We used to mimic it pretty bad. I have Full Tank of Freedom caught in my head right now, but it's not good. Even we're friends with the DJ, and even he's got to go, unfortunately.
Yeah. So wow.
Sorry, everybody.
No
Lane Pittman's out of there. Number flag boys. Sorry, everybody's gone.
I think the Jags could somehow, from a worst 2 to 14, possibly 7 to 9. Yeah, I mean, if you factor in the injury I mean, look, there's always the injury lottery. That's what I like to call it. The injury lottery. Sometimes it hits, sometimes it doesn't. 2017, we escaped the injury lottery. It kind of caught up with us in the playoffs a little bit in 2017. Yeah. But last year, we were decimated by injuries.
Were we, though?
I mean, look at the linebacking core. Guys like Austin Calitro, Najee Good.
Well, we were put in a bad situation.
Leon Jacobs.
Even before camp.
we had no, exactly.
So that was a mixture of things. I wouldn't say just injuries.
Okay, but then you factor in the receivers' injuries. I mean, Marquise Lee had another injury. D.D. Westbrook had an injury. Okay. I mean, every team gets them. But it's a lottery.
We weren't like decimated by. Actually, Nick Foles like the first. Actually,
our franchise quarterback.
You're right.
Okay, all right. But honestly, I would have traded it because I love the Minshew fever, so I'm cool with that. Bert says playoffs easy. Just wait. I'm with Bert. Let's go.
Hey, you know what's awesome? He didn't say what year, so he is right. 1 year we might make those playoffs, bud.
Zach Duncan, I became a Jags fan about 5 years ago when I was 15. You're lucky. You're very lucky. It's been a whirlwind, and I've only experienced.
I have heartburn longer than you've been a Jags fan from the Jaguars.
It's been a whirlwind and have been living through your whole lives, though. Keep it up. Duval till we die. Yes,
not worth it.
Zach. Someone told me when I first started playing golf. I said, look, man, do you have any tips for me? Like, I'm new to the game. I'll take any tips I can get. He turns to me and he says, just stop playing. Quit playing golf. That's the best tip I can ever give you. I hate to say that. 5 years is a good run, and I'm glad you're on board.
Yeah, we're about 4 times that. No, not trying to gatekeep it, but yeah.
Yeah.
It sucks.
It's does very suck.
Rough. Imagine
we've seen some bad times around here.
At least Jason had some Gator football in there, Tim Tebow. I had Jameis Winston, but overall it's been pretty bad.
College has supplemented a tad.
Barely.
College has supplemented a tad, but the Jags have, they've been bad. They've been a really bad team.
Pretty much my entire life.
When you come in here and you say that you want to overhaul everybody, even the DJ, I can't disagree with you. I really can't.
Gotta go.
There's flashes every now and then from guys like Maurice Jones-Drew.
He can stay.
Allen Robinson.
Fred Taylor. Fred Taylor can stay.
One of these days. Shay says, dang it. Thanks for trying. Yeah, I got you. We were definitely decimated with injuries. I agree. We were the most slept-on team in the league, which I don't mind.
The most slept-on team.
I like it, Christian Ladier. We are the most slept-on team in the league, which I don't mind because that's going to.
Yes, we are that boring. Teams do sleep on us. I would say that.
The receivers literally don't show up. They don't have to.
Conley is okay. GD's not very good.
We already talked about receivers to death. You can check out our podcast from the Big Cat.
Visca and Shark, I guess. Yeah, they'll be fine. I'm not too excited about it.
I think Chenault surprises some people.
Rookie, no. Training camp, nah.
Rookies can pop off, though. Yeah, there's little. I mean, look at what did Terry McLaurin do in Washington last year? I mean, he had like
the full training camp.
Yeah, but what do you have, like 1,100 yards?
No,
like that?
Definitely not.
I think he did. I think he was over 1,000.
I
think he was over. I'm feeling pretty confident.
I bet he was closer to 800.
I'm feeling pretty confident he was over 1,000.
Let's see.
I'm feeling pretty confident, and because he had a good year last year.
Let's see. 919 yards.
Okay, so he was close. He was close to 1,000.
Yeah,
for sure. Man, how good would he be on this team right now?
Yeah.
The wide receiver core is not bad, but it can improve.
I wish we had Judy. I wish we had Judy. I would trade Judy or Lamb with C.D. Henderson in a heartbeat.
Okay. This is the most Goat the Viking sums it up. We had I went on a YouTube channel, talked about wide receivers for a little bit. He sums it up perfectly. The wide receiver core is not bad, but they can improve.
Yeah, sounds like Judy.
That's exactly it.
Sounds like Judy or Lamb could be there.
Yeah, I mean, they could definitely improve.
Yeah.
And they're not bad.
Imagine Gardner throwing to them. I would definitely have faith in him for sure. But
I don't know.
We have Colin Johnson instead.
Yeah. Yeah. Our guys are having trouble getting open. That's what concerns me. They've always had problems. That's what's concerning me. It's they can't get open.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
JD was supposed to be that groundbreaker, and he's never shown that ability.
Dude, here's something, and I don't know if Jags fans are prepared for this, but Jay Gruden's offense is typically only like 2 wide receiver sets. I mean, he's not out there.
2 tight ends, yeah.
He's not out there full gun 4 wide receivers. No. I mean, he's out there 2 wide receivers, 2 tight ends, or he's a tight end and a fullback.
Let's look. Jay Gruden offense.
I mean, he's going to keep it tight.
It's going to be like 7 yards per attempt. It's not going to be that fully.
Yeah. 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 I mean, honestly, it's not going to be what Jags fans hope that it is. Like spread the field. It's going to be real tight. It's going to be pro style. It's going to be quick. Minshew's not going to have to make too many reads, and he can just run, and that's why I think he'll be successful next year. I mean, there's a lot of West Coast quarterbacks that are successful.
That's hilarious.
So, I mean, I love the underdog. If we stick with the Jags now, it will hopefully pay off one day. It's true. Smallest market, most underrated. Disrespected by most, yet I wouldn't want to root for any other team.
I mean, what have we proven? I mean, we're just a dumb franchise.
No, it is a fun fan base. That's for sure. I am completely biased, but it's one of the best fan bases out there. I spend a lot of time on Twitter, Reddit, all of those forums. The Jags fan base is very unique.
Oof. So, yeah, passing yards wise, net yards average, it's the last few years 30th, 29th, 19th, 17th. So it gets worse every year. That's impressive.
Well, to be fair, in 2019, he was only the coach for 5 games.
That's true. But definitely significantly worse every single year.
What was it in 2017? Because, look, 2017, he had his quarterback. He had some decent tight ends. He had some decent receivers. That was like the last year you could really get a fair evaluation on what Jay Gruden was trying to do. So 2017 was a big year. I think Alex Smith was his quarterback.
2018. No, yeah, it was 20.
Alex Smith was quarterback. Vernon Davis was tight end with Jordan Reed, Chris Thompson, Adrian Peterson. I mean, that was a squad. If you think back to that Washington crew.
Started out 6-2.
Yeah, no, that was their best year. And, I mean, listen to that team. They had Terrell Pryor on that team. Terrell Pryor was a wide receiver.
He wasn't very good, though.
He had a good, first couple games. He did. He scored a touchdown the first 2 games.
Oh, wow, touchdown.
Trust me, I poured through my Jay Gruden film, okay? I watched Jay Gruden in 2017. His tendencies are – it's my type of football. It's play action. It's quick stuff.
They averaged 5.8 yards per attempt as a team.
In 2017.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that was with Alex Smith. 6.6. Yeah. So they are very West Coast, short, rhythm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's going to be a change from what Jaguars are accustomed to.
Alex Icarus says, I hope Laviska can separate from the DBs.
I think he's going to be another Chark situation. I think he's going to take a year to blossom, but when he does, he'll be good. No training camp. It's going to be really hard for him.
You keep coming back to that.
Because it's a fact.
I know, and now I want you to expound. Like,
It's just hard.
What is it about the no training camp that's going to really set some of these rookies behind?
I mean, I'm just speaking out of guessing, but if you were in an actual training camp, how many snaps do you think he would have seen at this point?
Well, I mean, there's different types of snaps. If you're playing in shells,
just catching the ball, just being
Yeah.
thrown passes from
but he's doing
Gardner
that
Minshew
stuff. He's doing that stuff.
No, it's all Zoom, man.
No, I mean he's doing that stuff, just not with Minshew. He's doing it with like
and
his.
you know how big
his
of a
crew.
difference that makes?
Yeah. So that's what I'm asking you: is how big of a difference is it?
I don't care. I don't care if it's Gardner Minshew or if it's Tom Brady. Tom Brady in his first year being with, it's just a slight second being behind. You don't know what you don't know what Mike Evans is going to do. You don't know what you don't. I'm just saying it's a huge difference, man. No practicing. Have they even had training camp yet? Anything?
No.
Nothing. No hitting.
I think
no.
it starts in a couple days. Yeah.
So
Let's see here.
This is. I never thought we would see anything like this. It's so unprecedented. It's pretty
weird,
crazy, yeah.
and we're gonna look back on it and be like, "That was weird," but we'll get through it. We'll get through it together, boys. Don't worry. Go with the Viking. I feel like we have the most conservative team in the NFL.
Up there, probably.
Yeah, I mean, it's boring football.
Mike
but-
Zimmer's pretty conservative, I guess, but
Yeah.
at least they won.
I mean, what's conservative? I mean, think of like a Kyle Shanahan offense. He wants to run the ball every snap if he can. Like,
Yeah, but they're still creative when they dress up their running
that's
game.
the thing is
and,
they are creative. Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. Christian Lattier, this is the greatest fan base to be around when we win. 2017 was the greatest year of my life.
2017 was awesome.
Same. When we beat the Steelers, dude, is there a better feeling than when we beat the Steelers?
No, nothing.
The Bills.
No,
we
going
both were at the
going
Bills-
into the fourth quarter.
We both
was
were
like-
at the Bills game.
Yep.
Then when the Jags won here and Bortles dropped it off to Ben Koyak for the touchdown. We were in the end zone.
Yep.
That Ben
You were.
Koyak.
I was actually.
Okay, I was in
further
the
away.
end zone, like 10 rows up from where Koyak caught the touchdown. We watched the Pittsburgh game together.
Yeah.
And
We watched the Patriots game.
Patriots
together.
game
the
together.
Fourth quarter. I had that game blacked out. I really don't remember much besides Miles Jack being down and.
can I be honest with the 20 people that are watching right now? I was depressed for a week after that game.
Oh, I didn't watch sports for a minute.
I was-
my chest hurt, my body hurt. I was sad
Like
for a while.
In no way would I ever, make light of depression.
But
I was seriously depressed for a week.
There's
and
nothing-
football and the Jags made me depressed.
There's
for
nothing
a
wrong
week.
with that. Hey,
Yeah, I was down in the dumps.
yeah, for sure.
I was pissed. I was mad. I was hurt.
I was huffing and puffing to myself.
I
for like
couldn't
a week.
believe it.
We were robbed.
I was robbed by the refs. I was angry at the coaching staff. I was angry.
I follow a lot of Patriots fans. I respect the Patriots. I have a lot of friends that are Patriots fans, and I saw, good call. No, it was not. It was not
Man,
at all.
that game is tough. I will never, ever in my life rewatch that game.
I know.
Never in
I've
my
seen
life will I rewatch that game.
I've seen like the turning point, like NFL does like this turning point. I can't.
No.
I turn it off now every single time.
Absolutely.
I watch it while we're winning and halftime. No Corey Grant. Yeah, it's BS.
Alex Icker says, I can't wait for Jay Gruden to break Minshew's leg. Joey, we talked a little bit about
Hey,
that.
maybe we trade for Alex Smith. That wouldn't be the worst thing on earth.
God, but you're just still stuck in that cycle of bringing in another
No, I was
30-ish
kidding.
year-
Alex Smith is a beast, dude. First of all, I was all about instead of extending Blake Bortles, we should have made that trade with Kansas City. We should have signed Alex Smith. We win a Super Bowl with that team.
That's a valid point.
Except for that was the year afterwards. But man,
There
Jimmy Garoppolo with that team, any quarterback besides Blake Bortles, and we win a Super Bowl.
There was a article that came out because I was doing some research on Jay Gruden that Jay Gruden actually wasn't informed about the Alex Smith.
No, that was all Dan
deal.
Snyder. Yep.
So, and I think the fringing point between Snyder and Gruden was Gruden didn't want Dwayne Haskins.
Yep.
And when they drafted Dwayne Haskins,
Yep.
he didn't play him.
Yep.
And so they got rid of Gruden, and that's how he ended up in Jacksonville.
Got axed.
But I mean, it's interesting because Alex Smith could be a guy that does something. I mean, he was a good quarterback when he played. I mean, is there any chance he has anything left in the tank? Probably not, right?
I like if we had Andy Reid as a coach, I would be all
Andy
for
Reid,
it.
yeah.
Maybe I think Gruden and him would be bad, but that's a horrible injury. If we had any talent on our team, maybe.
The Seattle game was the second best game in 2017.
No. Chargers, Bills, Seahawks is pretty awesome, but
No, he's right. Seattle was one of the best. Was
Chargers game just dude? We
the
should
Seattle
not,
game was
Chargers. We should not have won that game even remotely, and we won that game You remember that? You remember the walk after that Chargers game? The entire walk, it took 20, 30 minutes to get out. Just the Duval cheers.
Yeah.
I mean, the Seahawks game was awesome
All
too,
right.
but that Chargers game was awesome.
So we've had a lot of good games, if you think about it, because
That season was awesome. We had
they had that, and then think about last year. We had the Broncos game.
Oh well, that was at home.
The Broncos game was amazing.
Raiders game.
The Raiders game was
the last
amazing.
home game in Oakland. That's hilarious.
And so we've had a lot of good games here. We had the Hail Mary play with David.
Well, those were
Garden.
both away though.
Not the Hail Mary.
Yeah, I'm just saying home games. Yeah.
So I mean, yeah. Let's see here. Why are the Jags predicted to be the worst team in the NFL this year? Didn't the Jags solve most of the draft picks? Isn't the roster better now than last year? Trying to get us back on this, huh? We had a debate about this earlier. So you could watch that. It was pretty spirited. Some personal name callings happened. Some personal attacks.
I wish we had Joe Burrow. That'd be awesome.
That would be awesome. What is your proudest Jaguars moment as a fan?
Proudest Jag moment? Not killing myself. Sorry, but honestly, probably.
I think for me it was
still living here, probably going to games.
It was okay. I went to the Jags Broncos game last year, and we were down the whole game, and then we came back and won, obviously, and that was my proudest moment because I was on the road. It was I was in Denver. I was in hostile territory. And you hear Duval chants on the way out with like a sea of like orange. Okay. And you're just hearing Duval chants. And all the Broncos fans are so pissed. We saw a couple fights on the way out. It was a great time. That was my proudest moment. And that's when I became a Minshew believer. And that's why
Bills was pretty. You didn't feel proud of the Bills game?
I did. That was good. Game? That was a good game too. But I mean, it's kind of hard to get like super excited because when the final score like 9-6.
I don't care if we won 1-0.
We won 9-6.
We won a playoff game.
It would have been better though if we would have scored some points. That's kind of what made.
I don't even care.
That's what made the Pittsburgh.
Hey, no,
game.
that was defense. That was the best part, man.
Yeah,
Picking them
that's what
off.
made the Pittsburgh game exciting. Was yeah.
But I feel you. Win's a win though.
Yeah. That Seahawks game was great though. Yeah, the Seahawks game was good.
Chargers game was awesome too. That season was just awesome.
Yeah.
Except for the Rams game. That game sucked.
Christian says he actually really enjoyed the Panthers game last year, even though it was an L.
No.
Weren't we like winning that whole game?
No, we were at.
We had a chance to win.
We went to green room for that game. They ran for like 600 yards on us.
But they did.
I'll pass on that one. Nothing about last season was fun besides Broncos,
Oakland,
Raiders, and like Titans was awesome. Thursday night Titans game because I was in the. I was in the pool. I was at the Cabana Club. That was my first time.
Yeah.
It was awesome. Yeah,
that game was good. That was one of the games. I was glad I went to that game. Thursday night game.
Should have beaten the Texans.
Texans game.
Saints game.
God, if we come out with a win at the Texans there,
completely different.
Completely.
Jalen Ramsey's probably still on our
half
team.
a yard away from winning that game.
I hate this team.
All right. Well, I think that's gonna wrap it up for us. Mike, man, I appreciate it. Good conversation. I love you being here.
Yep.
Make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube, see the notifications for when we do this. Hopefully we can do this more live, more often.
Yeah.
I think Joey is trying to be here once a week. If you're here once a week, I mean, geez, we're like highly questionable.
Awesome.
We're the next podcast show on ESPN.
I'm down.
Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Hit us up on social media. Give us your thoughts. Give us some things to talk about for next time. Obviously, we need some things to talk about. Mike, thank you.
Always fun.
You'll be back.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching. As always, go Jags.